Good morning. Good morning, good morning, and good morning, YouTube. Good morning, universe. Good morning, sunshines. Happy blessed Wednesday, everybody. I hope you guys are having a blessed and awesome morning. Sometimes it's night for some of y'all YouTubers. I be waking up and y'all still be on. I be like, girl, do y'all go to bed? Good morning, learning. Good morning, sunshine. We have some news to share. We have some movement. Hey, Jack Bay. Good morning, sunshine. Thank you for being here. So, learning, girl. We don't know if it's a yes or a no yet, but we do know our references are being checked, girl. My boss called me yesterday and was like, girl, hey, girl, what you doing? I was like, I'm just saying, you already know. You already know your girl been, you already know what your girl been doing out here. So yes, it's not confirmed yet. It's not a definite yet, but my references are being skepticated. They are being investigated. They are being called and emailed. So that's where we are in the process. Hopefully today we will have some type of confirmation either way. So just please keep the positive vibes, positiving, because nothing is done until it is done. So it's movement and it looks good, but it could be more than one person that they are investigating. So I am trying to keep my excitement contained until I get the final, until I actually go into HR, period, 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 in my official King Pain dialect. So that's where we are learning. All right. Wednesday is usually, usually our short day together in the morning. This is our 5-minute. I don't know why. Listen, every time I read the title of this book, I'd be like, lies. There is nothing 5-minute about any of the short little essays that we've read. Excuse me for one moment. Have to hydrate my vocal cords. I don't usually talk this early. I've been talking to YouTube, to y'all, early in the summertime. I don't usually put my talking voice on until after 7 o'clock in the morning. But I enjoy giving this information in this space. So here we are. So this is our 5-minute mindfulness walking. We know that walking for me is everything. Oh, I wanted to tell y'all this too. I want to share this with y'all. I have a goal before the end of the summer. I would like to ride 50 miles. Yesterday, I did 40. Y'all, I was so tired. And it was hot as Hades outside. I absolutely enjoy riding in the heat, though, more than I do in the cool. So the heat didn't bother me. And for the first time on my ride, usually I have a really big water bottle that's on my bike when I ride, and it'll get me through my entire ride. I think the most I've ever done is like 30. Up until yesterday, it was like 30, somewhere between 36 and 38. And then yesterday, because it was so hot, by the time I got to my like halfway point, child, I had to stop at a gas station and get me a new bottle of water because it was hot outside yesterday. So yesterday I did 40 miles. It takes me about an hour to do 10. So I was out there for almost 4 hours yesterday. So I need to set aside one day at least 5 hours and be ready to stop and get maybe 2 bottles more of water. But it is my goal before the end of this summer, since this is my season of 50, it's my goal to do a 50-mile ride, because I don't have good sense all the time. But that is my challenge for myself before the end of the summer. 50 miles. Good morning, Astute Queen B. Good morning, Sunshine. How are you? I hope you are having a blessed day. Yeah, I was careful yesterday. I stopped frequently when I needed to stop. And like I said, when I ran out of water, I always take cash with me. So if I need to stop and rehydrate, and I also learned to take cash because I've had tires go flat during a ride. And so I'll stop at a bike store and they can fix it for me. So I'm very prepared when I ride. I use a helmet. I have a bike lock because sometimes I might get hungry. Child, don't play with me. I will stop at a restaurant and eat if I need to. I am ready to take care of myself. And I have a path that I bike on, and it's pretty safe. There's no 100% safe way to ride because it is what it is and you got to cross streets, but my path is pretty safe. I don't ride in the bike lane the entire time. I have a long stretch of sidewalk, and it's a pretty neat and safe sidewalk that I ride. So I do stop at every crosswalk. And I think I told y'all one of the things I'm learning as far as being mindful is that when I am a driver, I need to stop at stop signs and not in the middle of crosswalks. It is not being mindful when we stop in the middle of crosswalks because pedestrians and bikers are using crosswalks. But drivers are very aggressive, y'all. Child, I be looking at the drivers and I try not to get irritated because I'm a driver too. And I'm not mindful. You become mindful when you experience things, right? And so being a biker causes me to look at the world differently when I'm on a bike. But if you're not a biker, you don't see the world from a biker's point of view, and you just be out here driving and randomly not paying attention to bikers who really do have the right of way. So I'm becoming more mindful. Okay. Astute says this old lady is ready to go home and get in her bed. You at work, Astute? You at work? You're not an old lady. I don't know how old you are. I think you're in my age group. I'm 50. So we're not old. We're seasoned. We're seasoned. All right, you guys. So we are on essay 6, which is the time is always now. As we have seen, walking through our apartment, a street, or remote valley, we're often not there. The mind has gone into the future, solving problems that may never exist, or the past, re-engineering things long gone. We walk, but don't see the landscape. This is what I was saying about like biking and being mindful. Usually we don't see things until we're moving. I'm mindful about looking up into the sky, seeing the tops of the trees and all of the things. So when we drive in a car, we don't see all that stuff. So walking does open you up when you're being mindful and you're walking to look into the trees, see where the birds live, look at the squirrels, look at the animals on the ground crossing our paths. Astute says, yes, I'm 54. You're not old, girl. Child, please. You're only 4 years older than me. We still young, girl. Young, not young, because the old people swear we old, but I'm just saying we not old, girl. Don't be claiming that. Don't be claiming that. This breeds attention deficit and drains satisfaction from life, leaving us empty and unsatisfied. The emptiness drives a search for something to fill it, reinforcing the belief that happiness is elsewhere in the past or the future. So, Doug is telling us just to be mindful. Stop worrying about trying to solve your problems in the future. Stop worrying about things you can't control from the past. Be mindful of now. Be present. Welcome to the exquisite stress of time travel, living 2 lives at once, or trying to. I'd rather be skiing, says the bumper sticker. But how often, when skiing, are we thinking of hot chocolate at the end of the run? Mindful walking is the radical act of living one moment at a time, and it comes with its own bumper sticker. I'd rather be here now. Becoming and being. When the needle is in the groove of mindful walking, we're moving but not trying to get anywhere. Conventionally, the purpose of walking is to get from A to B. In this practice, we may be walking to a destination, but we cultivate another purpose, getting from A, discontent, to content, B. It's an inner journey. This invokes a rich spiritual principle, the paradox of becoming and being. Although we may need to strive, excuse me, strive to accomplish many things in life, becoming, when he said becoming, it reminded me of Michelle Obama's book. I, I should read that book. I don't know. Well, I got to think about it because if I get this position, my whole life is about to change. Um, this same striving can leave us unhappy with how things are now. Happiness can get chronically postponed until things are the way we imagine them that they should be, perhaps until we lose those extra 10 pounds or make more money. This paradox can go much deeper into existential questions, such as our life purpose. Are we here on earth to acquire and accomplish things and prove that we're successful? If our motivation for an action is that we believe it will make us more interesting, we may feed a source of stress and suffering, a belief often beyond our awareness that we're not interesting enough. Such endeavors may boost our self esteem temporarily, but ultimately they drain us. Mindful walking cultivates a reasonable balance and interplay between these opposites. We're practicing being content while also striving to become more skillful and more able to be present. We begin to discern more wholesome goals like becoming more helpful to our community or becoming more healthy. We feel a sense of balance as our inner and outer purpose align. We discover a new way of simply being present for life experiences. It made me think of letting go of controlling people and things and just being and inhaling and exhaling in the moment. Not saying that you don't want to become something different or better or give yourself more knowledge, but you are allowing yourself to be in the moment who you are and to also be able to see more, but exhale in the person that you are and everything that you've gone through to get here. If we take a trip to Italy, it's not about becoming a more interesting person, but for the rich experiences. Walking in Tuscany, we cultivate appreciation for beauty, history, our good fortune is visiting. With each step, we let go of becoming and we are open to being. This is the mind of stillness, contentment, inner abundance, and joy. The mind and muscle of grasping. To cultivate states of ease, calm, and contentment as we walk, we tune into the mind, but also to muscle activity through the body. A complex feedback loop exists beyond and between the mind, the body, and the nervous system. Awareness of cause and effect among these systems is the foundation of thriving in body and mind. It allows us to guide our parts to work together in harmony. Habitual muscle tension feeds unhelpful nervous system arousal and mind states of grasping, trying to control, avoid, or judge things in a way that's not helpful. Releasing unnecessary muscle tension is a simple way to nudge the mind to take it easy and simply be present. Begin by standing still and closing your eyes. Next, tighten every muscle you can in the body, in your face, hands, legs, feet, etc. And hold them squeezed tight for 4 or 5 seconds. Then release everything and stand quietly, noticing the difference. Repeat once or twice more. Y'all, this is an activity that we do. It was a warm up activity I used to do as a dance teacher. I still owe y'all a dance class, hopefully before the end of the summer. We'll see. I promise, beautiful Shalom. We'll see. This has two benefits. It supports mindfulness and increases your ability to notice unhelpful tension. Slowly move into walking, bringing careful attention to the body. Focus on muscles. You'll notice muscles engaging helpfully, such as in the legs and hips. Notice places where the muscles are tight but don't need to be, like in the face or shoulders. As you move, invite these muscles to chill, or better yet, to melt. Let the shoulders and arms go limp and just hang from the torso. Let the facial muscles release any expression. Does the mind seem to relax as well? As you walk, say to yourself, relax the face, relax the jaw, release the belly. I don't agree with that one. You're supposed to squeeze tight and hold that belly in, girl. Release the shoulders, release tension in the arms, release tension in the mind. I have everything I need in this moment. There's no need to struggle in this moment. All is well. Each walk and each life is fleeting. Walking in a forest or a city, we can lose our way. Just as in the mind, we can become lost inside of ourselves, confused, and lose touch with what's true or with our values. And y'all already know social media can be a monster and it can change who you are in real life. Be mindful of the places that you reside on social media free platforms. Following a walking path is often easier than achieving clarity in the mind and in life. Walking in Manhattan, orientation is simple because most streets are on the grid system. But the life path and the mind have no such orderly grid. What's the road to happiness? We wonder. To skillfully navigate both outer and inner worlds, mindfulness establishes right understanding, which means accurate perception. Walking mindfully, we first establish right understanding on the physical level by clearly focusing on a tree or a nearby taxi cab. From this foundation of clear seeing, we examine more subtle levels of experience like thoughts and moods. If we notice the thought, this walk is going to be difficult, we know it's just a thought. Knowing thoughts as thoughts and not truths is accurate perception. We are aware that knowing this is crucial because so many thoughts are distorted and can lead us into confusion and poor decisions. So just saying to yourself, organize chaos, 50 miles on a bike is going to be difficult. It can be a thought, but it doesn't mean that that thought is reality, because I'm aware that if I can start at 20, get to 25, get to 40, 50 is possible. It could be difficult, which is true, but it doesn't make it impossible. We have to be mindful in how we set ourselves up for not just success, but how we talk to ourselves about possible failure. Don't set yourself up for failure, you guys. Be mindful, be honest, but also accept those milestones that you've had in your life of conquering and overcoming things that you never thought you could. As we continue walking, right understanding makes clear the truth of impermanence. We perceive that each walk is a flow of changing experiences, one after another. This illuminates a truth about life that's easy to ignore. Nothing lasts forever, including us. Life is fleeting. As we grasp the importance of impermanence, we are led to reflect wisely on how we are living. What will be most important to devote precious time and energy to? The community, kindness, love, mindful walking, and right understanding help us to create a life rich with meaning as we stay clear about what matters most to us. We notice the beauty around us as we walk and appreciate life more completely, even when it's challenging. Our intention of walking mindfully radiates into an intention of living mindfully. That's why I say this is more than just walking. This is about living and purposefully being mindful about every aspect of everything we do every single day. From the moment you are blessed to open your eyes until the slumber that you are peacefully embracing. Mind of curiosity. Walking in a familiar or entirely new place. The old dog of the mind is generally reluctant to learn new tricks. Our attention will tend to be on our own repetitive thoughts, and we can walk right past some remarkable things and not notice them. Have you guys ever noticed that if you actually walk in your neighborhood versus driving down the street, you see things that you've never seen when you were in the car? Same thing with life. You can do the same thing, take the same path, take the same route every day, but until you focus on just being or you become a passenger in the car of life, you see things that you have not seen ever on the same route that you've taken 2, 3, 4, 5 years. It's a golden moment on a walk when we experience curiosity about our surroundings because it opens the mind wide to infinite possibilities. When we ask, I wonder how that tree grew around that fence post. Y'all, I experienced this in Mexico. I saw a tree and it was busting through an enclosure. And I was like, look at that tree just out here being a rebel without a cause. All the other trees were lined up appropriately, standing straight up. And this tree was like, psh, I'm different than y'all. Watch me grow. And I loved it. When we ask, I wonder how that tree grew around that fence post, the mind expands as big as the universe. It's the mind of creativity, play, innovative problem solving, and simply taking delight. It's one of the reasons companies like Google have ping pong tables and other games in their corporate offices to spark the mind of creative play. It boosts innovation. All right, there is a sharing moments in here that I'm going to read before I finish this out. In the past few years, some inspired souls in Cambridge, Massachusetts have been wrapping objects in public spaces with hand knitted garments. Streetlight poles and parking meters cocooned in little wool tubes, a celebration of silliness or love or art. How many people have walked past them without even noticing? I was one of them until one day mindfulness prevailed. I stopped, laughed, and dropped into the mind of curiosity. What possessed someone to wrap these things? That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all can see something and never pay attention to it until one moment it's like, what? How long that's been there? I wonder how long they did that. A quote from Albert Einstein. He who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe is as good as dead. His eyes are closed. As you walk, look around with curiosity. What does that bird see from up there? How do trees know to drop their leaves in the fall? How long would it take for that rock in the stream to be worn to sand by the rushing water? What did the first shoe look like? Walk and let the mind play. Let any object you encounter be a bone for your mind's old dog to chew on in a new way. And that is the end of Essay 6. I want to thank you guys for being here on our short Wednesday together. Be mindful in any way you can today. Challenge yourself. Think outside of your present being. Relax in who you are. Open your mind to who you can become. And just move. Move with mindfulness. Work with mindfulness. Parent with mindfulness. Friendship with mindfulness. YouTube with mindfulness. I love you all. I thank you for being here. Have a blessed and a wonderful day.